Shalom, giving all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Rachachodash, double honors unto the elders and apostles of Great Millstone at rule well, and Shalom to the 144,000 elect men of the nation of Israel and the rest of the elect that are destined to be saved. I'm the brother Kalab from the GMS UK London Forecasters Camp, coming back at you with another lesson to help edify those of which I spoke of. So I want to do a lesson because a few days ago I was doing a sit down with the brothers, and I brought something out in a sit down, a bit of information, and one of the brothers in the camp was interested in the information that I said, because I guess he hadn't heard it before, and he said, you know what, brother, you need to do that video again, or re-upload that old video, something along those lines. I can't remember exactly how he said it, but basically he found the information that I brought out interesting, and so I thought I would redo the lesson. Now, the interesting thing about this is that it's all through the Spirit, because today happens to be the 6th of June, 2025, and today is the day of which I was speaking about in that sit down, because I was talking about we were talking about a plethora of things in a sit down, but I brought out the fact that what they so-called D-Day over here in the UK, which represents the day when the Allied forces stormed Normandy Beach. They call it the Normandy Landings. It took place on the 6th of June, was it 1944? 6th of June 1944. Today is the 6th of June Today is the 6th of June 2025, right? But every day they celebrate this so-called D-Day. So I'm going to break this down, because this is the information I was bringing out in the sit down. So let me bring it out again, because I did a lesson on this before, but I don't know where it is. I can't remember when I done it, but let's go over it again, because that's how the Spirit works. Sometimes we revisit topics that we've already addressed, and we bring out the information again. So people also ask, this is according to Google, what does D-Day stand for on D-Day? It says, in the military term, D-Day, the letter D stands for day, and it is used to designate the specific day on which a major military operation is scheduled to begin. D-Day is a placeholder for the actual date of the operation, which may not be known in advance for reasons of secrecy or flexibility. Right, so what happened on D-Day? It says, on D-Day, the 6th of June 1944, Allied forces, including troops from the United States, United Kingdom, Canada, and other Allied nations, launched the largest amphibious assault in history, invading the Nazi-occupied France, specifically on the Normandy coast, codenamed Operation Overlord. This invasion marked the beginning of the Allied campaign to liberate Western Europe from Nazi control. Right? So the point of the matter is that that's when they stormed the beaches. Now you can see this scene played out in a film by Steven Spielberg, which came out in 1998, I believe. It was called Saving Private Ryan. The opening sequence of that film is worth watching. I mean, I kind of lost interest in the film after the opening, but the opening is really good, because it really shows you the horrors of what modern war was like, because a lot of people died just trying to get on the beach. A lot of the men who were in those boats, they'd never been in any type of conflict before. They were green, that was their first experience, and they were basically just put into the meat grinder to be slaughtered, because a lot of them got slaughtered that day. Now, the information that I brought out on the sit down was that with what I done with the brothers the other day, is that this was nothing more than a massive blood sacrifice by the elite banking families, because as the saying goes, all wars are bankers' wars. And the information I brought out in the sit down was that if you break down the numerology of this day, you get 666. So how do we get 666? Well, let's do this. The date of this operation was the 6th of June 1944. So the day being 6, that gives you 1/6. June is the 6th month of the year. So if you count it, January, February, March, April, May, June, that's another 6. So how do we get the last 6? Well, we have to do a bit of maths here. So we've got 2 6s already. Let's break down 1944. So if we go into the calculator here, 1944. So if we do 1 plus 9 plus 4 plus 4, that gives us 18. If you add 1 plus 8, what do you get? You get 9. So let's add 1 plus 8. 1 plus 8 gives you a 9. What happens if you turn that 9 upside down? You get another 6. So you get 3 6s there. Let's do it again in case you missed it, right? The date of this operation was the 6th of June 1944. So the day 6 is 1/6. The month June is the second 6. How do we get the third 6? By doing the numerology on 1944. I'll do it again. 1 plus 9 plus 4 plus 4 equals 18. If you add 1 plus 8, 1 plus 8, you get 9. All you have to do is invert the 9 and turn it upside down and you get another 6. So this operation, which a lot of these Edomites tend to revere as it was if some great thing, because a lot of their family members, their granddads or their great uncles or whatever were part of this. Some of them died or whatever. But little do they know, their elites had them killed, man. It was nothing more than a giant blood sacrifice to appease the powers that these elite banking families serve on the left-hand side. Just like 9/11 was nothing more than a giant blood sacrifice, D-Day was nothing more than a giant blood sacrifice. Yeah? So, what was the deadliest day in World War II? The single deadliest day, no, that's a different day, not D-Day. Did anyone survive the first wave of D-Day? Yes, many soldiers survived the first wave of D-Day, while casualties were significant, especially on Omaha Beach. Yeah, the overwhelming majority of Allied servicemen did survive the initial assault on the beaches. Some historians estimate that Allied soldiers had a 97.6 chance of surviving. That's not true. A lot of them got slaughtered, man. The first wave of the D-Day landings, particularly at Omaha Beach, faced heavy German fire and suffered substantial casualties. What countries lost the most soldiers on D-Day? Look at these numbers. Germany had 320,000 total battle casualties. United States had 135,000 total battle casualties. The United Kingdom had 65,000 total battle casualties. That's a lot of death, man. Canada had 18,000 total battle casualties. France had 12,000 total battle casualties. The combined battle casualties of Normandy invasion were 55,200. 55,200. That's a lot of death, man. 55,200. How accurate is Saving Private Ryan? That's the scene to watch. You could go on YouTube, watch the opening of Saving Private Ryan. It gives you a good visual of how this scene would have played out. But let's get some scriptures. Let's go to Psalm 64. Where is it at? Psalm 64. It says, hear my voice, O Most High. In my prayer, preserve my life from fear of the enemy. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, because it's the counsel of the wicked to have a lot of you people as human cattle to be slaughtered, man, who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect, meaning the elect of the nation of Israel. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. But they don't just shoot at the elect of the nation of Israel. Yeah, we're their number one target, but all you nations are nothing more than cattle to these elite banking families that actually run this world. What does the scripture say? Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. Meaning that Esau would be in rulership at the end of this age. And you can prove that by breaking down prophecies such as Daniel 2, Daniel 7, Revelation 17. These prophecies talk about who would be in rulership at the end of this age, meaning the end of this, age, being, this current setup, this world, It says, verse 4, Psalm 64 and verse 4, now I read that one, verse 5. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privately. They say, who shall see them? Yeah, a lot of the people of this world are ignorant to the machinations, if I can use that word, of how these elites actually think. They're no strangers to bloodshed and death, because they do it all to further solidify their rulership, because they serve powers, meaning principalities on the left-hand side. That's Ephesians 6 and verse 10. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against powers. I'll get that in a minute. Let me finish Psalm 64. It says, they search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep. But the Most High shall shoot at them with an arrow. Suddenly shall they be wounded. So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves, and all that see them shall flee away. And all men shall fear and shall declare the work of the Most High, for they shall wisely consider of his doing. The righteous shall be glad in the Lord Yahweh, and shall trust in him. All the upright in heart shall glory. So I want to bring this in with Ephesians 6 and 10, which says this. Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armour of the Most High, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. So how do these elites appease these demons on the left-hand side? Through blood sacrifices, man. It's nothing new. You've heard about it. A lot of these celebrities have to do their certain rituals and blood sacrifices to get certain, benefits on this side. Well, guess what? All those on the left-hand side have to appease those spirits. So these Edomites, they commune with these spirits on the left-hand side, and they tell them what to do. And well, when you get situations like these great wars, World War I, World War II, the two rows, and the third war cometh quickly, meaning there's going to be a third world war, which will be fought with fire, fuel of fire and burning, as opposed to the old wars, which were fought, up close with swords and garments rolled in blood. This new third world war is going to be fought with burning and fuel of fire. But these elites have to do their blood sacrifices. As I said, these wars were World War I, World War II. They are nothing but giant blood sacrifices, man. As was 9/11, giant blood sacrifice. So it says, for you wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Wherefore take unto you the whole armour of the Most High, that ye may be able to stand in the evil day, having done all to stand. Stand therefore, having your loins girt about with truth, and having on the breastplate of righteousness, and your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace. Above all, taking the shield of faith, wherewith ye shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked, and the helmet of salvation, and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of the Most High. Praying always with all prayer and supplication, and watching thereunto with all perseverance and supplication for all saints. So yeah, that's that, man. I've made the point, nothing more to say. So Lord willing, that was edifying to those who have watched, and they've got a little bit of understanding on the breakdown of that day being 666, which is a sign of Esau's, one of Esau's major signs, that's his signature, So with that, I want to give all praises, honor and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahawashi, Bahashem Hakodash. Double honors unto the elders and apostles of Great Northern that rule well, and shalom to the 144,000 elect men of the nation of Israel, and the rest of the elect that are destined to be saved. And I will catch you on the next lesson, Lord willing. Shalom for now.